A guy wrote a paragraph in his phone's Notes app on a Tuesday. Come dinner, he had a shipped 3D browser game with a scent tracking dog, mobile touch controls, and a procedural jazz soundtrack. He did not write a line of code. His name is Simon Willison. The model was Claude Fable 5. If you are about to sign a 12 grand quote for a prototype next week, we need to have a conversation before you send that PO. Here is the promise. Claude Fable 5 just erased the discovery and prototype line item from your next dev quote. Not the whole build. The $5,000 to $15,000 phase your shop charges before anyone writes real code. I will show you what shipped, run the same model live on my own machine, do the cost math, and hand you the move to make before Friday. Willison's prompt was 130 words. He attached 2 reference images. He told the model, quote, "Work independently. Do not ask me to make any further design decisions." Sent it from his phone. Claude Fable 5 opened a branch on GitHub, picked its own game engine. Then did the library locally so the finished game makes 0 runtime calls to anyone. Wrote a Python script to generate its own textures. Committed art, committed code. Ran a browser test on 3 different screen sizes. Then it caught 2 of its own bugs. The raccoon was invisible on mobile because a CSS line was wiping the canvas sizing. Claude fixed it. The next level button was silently eating taps because a background class was covering it. Claude fixed that too. 7 commits later, live on GitHub Pages, roughly 30 seconds from push to playable. 1 prompt in, working game out. If your dev shop's next SAW has a line item called discovery or prototype phase, 1 paragraph in a Notes app just delivered that phase. Before I run it on my own machine, 1 favor. If you want the prompts I use, the exact scoping pushback that gets founder invoices cut in half, and the checklist for what to send Claude Fable 5 first, all of it lives in the Church of SEO Jesus. It is my free school community for owners and operators building with AI right now. Free to join, link in the description and pinned comment. Subscribe while you are here so tomorrow's move lands in your feed. Right, let me prove it is not just Simon. I ran the same model on my own VPS, real command, real terminal. First I checked the model was live, asked Claude Fable 5 to name itself in 4 words. It answered, quote, Claude Fable, Stewart's VPS, 64 output tokens, end turn, model is up. Then I gave it 1 prompt, build a self-contained playable HTML5 canvas game in 1 file. A raccoon dodges guard flashlights, arrow keys or WASD, persistent high score in local storage, no external assets, everything inline, 1 shot only. Model wrote the whole file, save to disk, 8.4 kilobytes, 212 lines of code, no CDN, no images, no dependencies, everything the prompt asked for, in 1 file, in 1 call. I ran a feature audit, canvas element, found, request animation frame, found, event listeners, found, local storage, found, drawing context, fill rect, high score, restart handler, all found, every core mechanic present. 1 gap. The game over screen text was missing. The mechanic works, the label is not there, honest state of one-shotting today, 90% of the way in 1 call, and the last 10% is a follow-up prompt away. Answer in 1 line. Claude Fable 5 will one-shot the runnable version of most small self-contained projects. It will not one-shot the finished product. Anyone selling you either extreme is selling you fiction. Money math. Willison did not publish his token spend. Based on the shape of the run, several hours of Claude code time, and a handful of image model calls, we are talking low tens of dollars in subscription usage, plus under $5 for the image gen. Call it $50, rounded up to be generous, compared to a dev shop discovery plus prototype quote of $5,000 to $15,000. 2 orders of magnitude cheaper, same day instead of 2 to 4 weeks. Sit with the number. Your dev shop is not lying to you when they quote 15 grand for a prototype phase. 15 grand was the market rate. As of this week, 1 paragraph does it. Open Simon Willison's blog yourself right now. It is simonwillison.net. Find the raccoon heist post from August 5th, click the play the game link, load it on your phone, Try to beat Night 3, running 3D game on your screen, all of it, came from one prompt in a Notes app, not me telling you. Your thumb. Coming up, where the tool breaks so you do not fire your dev team on a demo, plus the exact 48-hour move that gets your next dev invoice cut in half before it lands. If you were quoted anything with the words prototype phase this month, the second half of this video is worth more than a strategy call. Here is where the story bends, so you do not fire your dev team on a demo. Willison says it plainly in the post, the game is impressive as a starting point, it is mediocre as a finished game, the 2 crew raccoons are decoration, there is no team mechanic, the levels are easy to beat, prototype runs, prototype is not fun. Same shape for your business. Claude Fable 5 will ship you a running artifact. It will not ship you product taste. It will not ship you the 20 small decisions about who your customer is, what your onboarding feels like, and which feature actually gets used. It will not integrate with your billing system, your auth provider, your CRM, or your compliance stack. Every one of those layers is where the real work still lives. The DevShop line item that died is discovery plus prototype. The line items that just got more valuable are product design, integration, and the follow-up prompts that turn a running toy into something a customer would pay for. If you have a good dev team, they did not just get fired, they got promoted from typists to product owners. Do not fire them, give them the prompt, give them the artifact Claude wrote in one shot, ask them to make it real, ask them to make it fun, ask them to make it yours. Anyone telling you to fire your dev team on the strength of a working demo is selling you the wrong lesson. Now, your 48-hour move. Open your backlog, not the flagship product, the internal tool your team keeps asking for and you keep deprioritizing, the marketing microsite that never got approved, the MVP idea sitting in a Notion doc from March. Pick one. Write it up as a paragraph in your Notes app, not a spec, not a Jira ticket, a description of what a user should be able to do inside the thing. 4 to 8 sentences. Attach one screenshot if you have a reference. Feed it into Claude Fable 5 through Claude Code, the desktop app, or the web version. Give it Simon's instruction, work independently, do not ask me to make any further design decisions, ship an artifact, give it 48 hours. Then, and only then, walk into your next DevShop scoping call and put the artifact on the table. Say, start from here, not from a Miro board. If the shop still tries to bill you for a 2-week discovery phase on that project, you have your answer about the shop, not the tool. Every operator I know who has done this exercise in the last 3 weeks has come back with the same story. Next invoice was smaller, next DevShop conversation was faster, internal tool got built in a weekend, not a quarter. 2 warnings before you go because your friend at dinner would tell you both. 1. Claude Fable 5 is Anthropic's top-of-the-line coding model as of this week. If you try this experiment on a cheaper tier or an older model, you will get worse output. You will decide the whole idea is hype, and you will be wrong. It is not hype. It is a specific tier of a specific model right now. Pricing can shift next month. The window is now. 2. Simon Willison is a professional. He knows GitHub Pages, browser testing, and prompt structure. If your first attempt does not look like his, do not conclude the tool is broken. Conclude your prompt was not tight enough and try again. The learning curve on prompting is a weekend, not a career change. Story wraps like this. Discovery and prototype is dead as a dev line item. Product judgment, integration, and business context are worth more than they were last month. The window is measured in weeks, not years, because every shop you compete with will figure this out too. Last favor before the end screen. Everything I ran today, the prompt, the pushback lines, the 48-hour playbook, lives inside the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community for owners and operators building with AI right now. Free to join, link in the description and pinned comment. Tomorrow I am walking through the exact prompt structure Simon used and adapting it live for 3 shapes owners actually need. A marketing microsite, an internal ops tool, a customer-facing MVP, so you can send yours before your competitor sends theirs. End screen is right there.